Welcome to episode 127 of the PowerCast. This episode is Jujimufu. I am on vacation. Actually, I am on a kind of a staycation, I guess. I am home with family from Canada, and I am hanging out right now in Old Sacramento along the Sacramento River. People always talk about wanting to come to visit Super Training and check it out and stay a week or a month or some period of time. And I always say, plan other things to do while you're here, because you can't spend 24/7 in the gym. It's not even open. We won't even let you in that often. So Old Sacramento is a great destination if you were in Sacramento, checking out the gym. A lot of history here. This was the western terminus of the Transcontinental Railroad. So and there's a little doggy down there that I can see. I don't know why that caught my eye. Anyway, so anyway, if you come to Sacramento, there's plenty to check out here, but always think of other things to do. Have a life outside the gym. That's a good idea. That's what I've been doing for a week or so here at the holidays. Anyway, this episode is Jujimufu. I'm going to drop in right here some great footage from Moneymaker Mike of some of the crazy stuff that Juji did in the gym. I did not know what a Jujimufu was. I was thinking it had something to do with a series, like PBS series from the 70s or 80s called Jujimufu. I thought maybe it had something to do with it. Turns out that this name is something that he came up with when he was trying to get a screen name on AOL back in the early days of the pre-internet. Anyway, he is a martial arts trickster, and he also is jacked as a mofo. He looks like a bodybuilder who can fly through the air and do crazy tricks. So as you're seeing in these clips as they roll by, Juji can do some amazing stuff, and he had an interesting story, and we had fun talking to him. This was recorded a few weeks ago, and due to some technical stuff, it's in this slot now as the final PowerCast of 2015. Our sponsors for this episode: 8Man Strong at 8manstrong.com, Compex USA at shopcompex.com, Rogue Fitness at thepowercast.com/rogue, howmuchyoubench.net, which is obviously right here from Sacramento, howmuchyoubench.net, Mark Bell's Slingshot Bench Heavy with no pain, and thepowermagazine.com. Enjoy this episode.
Oh, you knocked over Bo.
Well.
But Jesus' head is very large.
Yeah, he's got red hair too, apparently.
Oh man,
He should have darker skin. Politically
I don't know
incorrect.
what's going on.
Recorded live at Super Training Gym in West Sacramento, California. This
How
is
fat do you think
Mark
that guy's
Bell's
voice is that's talking right now?
PowerCast. Alongside Silent
Guess his
Mike
body
and
weight.
Jim McD. Here's
We
your
know.
host,
You got to
Mark
guess. This
Bell.
guy's body weight that was just talking.
I listened to your other podcast.
Oh,
so
you
I
know how
what
fat he
looks
is.
like,
Yeah, how gross he
He
is.
knows he's disgusting.
He's
Damn
a heavy
it.
man.
It's pretty deep voice.
Spoiled. Spoiled by how fat he
All
is.
right, well, we're here today with Mr. Jujimufu, straight out of Alabama.
Is that Mr. Mufu?
Alabama.
Yep.
Yeah, your accent isn't that bad.
No, I can make it a southern accent.
Yeah, let's
if I
do it
want
the whole
to.
time.
You want a southern accent the whole time? I think that just piss off some people.
Yeah, I love it.
You're going to have to talk a lot slower, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So we're here with Mr. Mufu today, and he's going to fucking tell us why the fuck he does all these weird backflips and all these weird tricks, and then also why he's so jacked. Why are you so jacked? Let's start with that. What's going on with that?
You do the bodybuilding thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
You eat meat and lift weights, and you just keep doing it, and you look at yourself in the mirror.
Were you skinny or something? You decided to get more jacked?
It's like you're strong, and you want to look strong too.
Yeah, you want to look like you lift.
Yeah, you want to look like you lift too. So
Look like you got some power behind
you ever-
some of the shit you do.
Do you ever do some bodybuilding or just train that way?
yeah.
Oh,
No,
really?
I train I do a bodybuilding methodology type training. Yeah,
But did you ever pose down in your man undies?
maybe by myself?
Oh, but not on stage yet.
No, it's a need.
Too much.
We can't find that on your Instagram anymore.
No, you're not gonna find me doing glute and ham checks and stuff. No.
Yeah, you always have you always have jeans on, full length jeans, doing splits. Craziness.
These jeans are awesome.
Are they special jeans?
I want them to be part of my skin. I just don't want to ever take them off now. So yes, they're special jeans.
They got a little spandex in them or something.
Yeah, a little spandex in them, and they're cut in a way where it allows full range of motion. So it's like I can do chair splits and kicks and
They're yoga
and
jeans.
squat down and get a rice cooker out of the cupboard without tearing my asshole out of my pants.
The rice cooker.
Yeah, rice cooker jeans.
Wait, is the rice cooker up high or low?
I keep it down low.
Oh, keeping it down. Okay.
Yeah.
Because people are going to ask what brand.
Of rice cooker?
No. The jeans.
It's Fran denim jeans.
Okay.
Hey now.
Oh, so you're a CrossFitter.
Nah, they were made for CrossFitters, yes.
Yeah,
do
yeah.
I do CrossFit? I don't know. You're going to have to answer that question yourself. Do you think I do?
Yeah, what do you do? Lots of crazy, weird stuff.
Whatever I want to do.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah, whatever you feel
I
like.
do whatever interests me, and, I like a lot of different
So those of you that don't know what the fuck we're talking about too much, check out his Instagram, Jujimufu.
Juji.
J-U-J-I.
He's had a lot of coffee today.
Oh, no, I need some more to correct myself. Get over the
I don't
bell
think
curve
that's
and
a
back
spelling,
To the second bell curve. Jujimufu.
There you go. Check it out. So
Jujimufucker.
where did it all begin? Begin bodybuilding? Begin doing crazy
The
backflips?
Shaolin monks. Go ahead, start with that story. I think that'll really
It sounds like
interest you.
what's the
You were
first
two?
Batman with Christian
It
Bale?
was like Kung Fu Panda.
Oh,
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
more sense.
Yeah,
A
he was
Goose
raised-
was your dad or something?
Yeah, exactly. He was raised by Yoda. Go ahead. We're listening.
The internet.
Oh, it just started on the internet.
Yeah, just started on the internet. I was, I took some taekwondo classes when I was a little kid, and then, one day I thought I was a badass. I thought, I was a purple belt or something, getting on my black belt. I was like 14 or something.
What's purple?
Purple is
couple
close.
away from black?
Yeah, it's a couple away from black.
Purple, brown, black?
Yeah, purple, red, brown, stripes,
all right.
probationary, second probationary.
Plaid.
They want to make it interesting just to keep people on their toes. Anyway.
And steal your money?
I'm a plaid
Still,
belt.
yeah, you have to spend so much money to get just drive through McDojos.
Oh, not McDonald's?
No, yeah. So you drive through black belt, you just have to drive through so many times. It's like the little checkoff thing where you get the
Yeah,
cards.
yeah.
It's like so many free.
Yeah, five free classes.
Yeah.
That's what I need. I need that.
We're not talking about all-day breakfast.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. So what did you start out with? How did you learn some of this weird shit that you're doing? Because I see you doing splits, I see you doing backflips, and then all kinds of other crazy weird shit.
Man, when I started, YouTube didn't even exist, so I just had to go to these websites that just had like videos you could download to your computer as MPEG files. And when I started watching some of the acrobatic stuff, I was like, holy shit, that's what I want to do. I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm not cool anymore. I don't want to be like, double knife hand block. And, I want to do that stuff, which is like these big kicks with all these spins and flips. And I just, I'd take a video and I'd sit there with a space bar and I'd pause, play. And then I'd run in my backyard and try it. And I just did that for a couple years, and then I got the hang of it.
How many years ago did you start kind of being so interested?
So I started doing acrobatic stuff when I was about 15. So I've just kept up with it since. I'm almost 30. So
Yeah.
I kind of picture the backyard having a like an old mattress,
No,
and then
no,
a
it
rusted out car,
no, it's
like
even-
in Alabama.
even better than that, it was just like a shovel next to the door so I could scrape up the dog poop before. We had basset hound turds everywhere.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So you pretty
Minefield.
much just learned a lot of this. I mean, you have a martial arts background, which maybe gave you some of the mobility and flexibility.
It helped, yeah.
Yeah,
certainly.
and then you just basically watched a bunch of fucking YouTube videos, and now you're a ninja.
Yeah, exactly. And when I started, these websites with these videos, none of them were showing you how to do the moves. So I was like, I want to be the person that teaches people how to do this too. So there's no sites like here's tutorials for these moves. So I wasn't very qualified, but I went ahead and started making videos of how to do it too. And then I just things picked up, and I just kept up.
Yeah,
with
and
it
you
since.
mentioned that
Yeah.
you were on like forums because it was before YouTube, and you just kind of download the videos type deal. And then how did you kind of like even find these forums? Like, what intrigued you to even look at some of this stuff? You see somebody do something on in the movie The Matrix or some shit, or Jean-Claude Van Damme or some shit like that.
It was just these tricking videos on the internet of these people at these martial arts schools out here in California. Just they were the ones that were kind of pioneering it at the time, and they're the ones putting the videos up, and they had little forums. And then I created my own website. It was called Tricks Tutorials, and I had my own forum, and it built up to be the biggest tricking forum on the internet.
So that's what it's called. It's called tricking.
Yeah, it's called tricking. It's
And,
trick is like flip, kick, and twist. Trick.
Oh,
So it's
that's
an
cool.
aesthetic
Oh, okay.
blend of flips, kicks, and twists, and it's
It's exhibition though. Yeah, like not really like your Taekwondo.
It's weird that I don't know
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this because I've been doing this my whole life, so it's weird.
You've been tricking your whole life. You just
I've
didn't
been,
even know it.
I've been tricking people left and right.
in the
I don't know if
closet
it's the
tricker.
same tricking.
I've been
Closet trickster.
Yeah, tons of tricks. I've been turning tricks my whole life.
Tricks. Isn't tricks another word for like
Yeah.
hoe in the South
Yeah,
too?
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
That's why it's sometimes difficult. I'll put the word acrobatic before trickings and acrobatic tricking just because if you just say I'm a trickster, it still hasn't, I mean, it's 15 years of this, it still hasn't caught on. People are like, what are you, like, prankster? Or you like put a water balloon, in my car seat or
Are you a Batman villain?
Batman villain? Yeah.
What about like parkour? You ever participate in anything like that, or are they two things
American Ninja
way
Warrior?
different? Or
Yeah, I like playing around with the American Ninja Warrior stuff. That's really cool. I just started like training some of that stuff lately. I have a pretty good background to with my build and the way with my background, I find that for my American Ninja Warrior type training stuff, some of it is really easy for me. And then the other parts are really hard. So I'm really polarized between this is fucking impossible and it's like I'm fucking made for this.
Yeah.
But as far as parkour goes, it's different from tricking. They like to jump off stuff and like not die.
right?
And that's really cool. I have a lot of respect for those guys, but I'm not going to be jumping off anything anytime soon like that.
Right.
It's 235 pounds coming down the ground. I guess it's a little different than just jumping around with that weight. It's
even with
falling meteor. No.
Even with American Ninja Warrior, yeah, most of the guys are maybe like $170. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all pretty thin.
Yeah, you're a little heavy. How do you even like balance those things? Do you do some like curls supersetted with triple backflips, or totally different days, or what?
In terms of like the training, I pretty much split it, like try to keep it as like individual units. So it's like when I'm bodybuilding. You can't just like be bodybuilding and go do some flips. So it's like everything is involved around getting the pump, getting the nutrients into the muscles, getting it to expand the tissues. And then on the next day, if you're tricking or something, then they actually kind of complement each other in certain ways. Because if
Active rest or something?
Yeah, you're loosening up, you're getting your mobility moving, and it's kind of getting, everything back, from being so tight.
Yeah.
But I mean, the only drawback is when you're doing both. When you're fucking heavy, you're like a freaking juggernaut jumping around, But it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Is it easier to keep your size? Like, does the gymnastics help in some way, or is it hinder it at all? Or you kind of said it. You think it helps, but in terms of like keeping your size, said you weigh like 235.
Yeah.
Going back and forth between the two things, do they complement each other well? You feel, or take away? Or
for the most part, they don't. But there are some benefits to both of them. For example, like when you're doing the bodybuilding type blood flow training, trying to get pumps and muscles, that's very restorative to the body. That blood flow is very healing, so it actually helps you recover in a way.
Right.
And the acrobatic and all the mobility work actually, gets the tissues back to the point where they're not all kinked up and junked up and stuff.
Gotcha.
But it's just dangerous being that big and moving around in the air and stuff.
Yeah.
So
you fuck yourself up.
I'm pretty good at trying to avoid not doing that. When you've been doing it as long as I have, you kind of determine what moves you like and what moves you don't. I mean, people are always like, you should learn this move. How come you never do any corks? Cork is like a flip with a gainer full twist. Okay, it's a little technical, but but they're always like, how come you don't do that move? It's like, because I don't want to. I already determined in the past that I don't like to do that move, so I'm just going to stick to what I'm doing. And I know what moves I like, and that keeps me safe too.
Right.
Because
so you're not constantly trying new shit. Not anymore after your experience.
I've been trying a lot of new feats of strength lately, like doing different things with the splits and trying different things with barbells that are really weird. Like I did a video a couple weeks ago of me doing a pause squat with 300 pounds, and I got into an Indian style sitting.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, I got back at it. I've been having fun dicking around with that type of stuff. But in terms
shit
of
like that, brings a lot of attention. Is that something that you're trying to do too? You're trying to expand your social media, by doing some weird, funky shit?
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't want a bigger phone?
Yeah.
This is fun. It's more friends, more people to talk to you, more people
Some of
to
these
meet.
setups look like they're crazy. Like you did 315 bed press. You benched 315 pounds in your bed. I can only imagine like you going to fucking 24-hour fitness, grabbing some plates, grabbing a barbell, fucking bypassing the guy at the front desk. and then loading all that shit into your house, and then you're married, right?
Yeah, the wife's not home.
She's not part of this. She only hears about it later, right?
No, I text it to her when she's at school. It's like, look what I did when you're not here.
It's like, wow, he's getting more retarded as our marriage goes along.
Exactly. It's great.
So how long are your blocks? Like if you're just concentrating on bodybuilding, how long would be versus tricks?
Well, if I'm trying to like make new gains, the blocks are going to be longer. But right now, I'm pretty happy with my sweet spot right now. So I'm more interested in like learning new feats of strength and stuff. So I can only do like maintenance blocks right now, and they're really short. So I might only have to focus on a couple weeks of more bodybuilding intensified training just to keep things the way they are. But if I wanted to put on new muscle moving forward, I'd have to take off 2 or 4 months, you know, to bulk, and I wouldn't be doing any sort of acrobatics at that time.
What about powerlifting?
Mess
around with some powerlifting.
I've always had a passion for the power lifts. I'm pretty good on got a pretty strong deadlift. I think my PR is 635.
Nice.
Squats aren't so strong. They're somewhere in the 500s. My bench sucks. It's right under 400, but considering everything else I can do,
right?
Find me a guy who can do those lifts and then do the other stuff I can do. Find me the guy that can do the other stuff I can do, who can lift that much. So I'm trying to like reach a point where it's like a higher balance on everything. So it's just like you can't like contest me like, oh, I'm so much strength. Yeah, but you can't do this.
That's a little CrossFit-ish.
It's a little CrossFit-ish.
And actually, even in powerlifting, like it's really cool when somebody is good at all 3 lifts. It's actually really rare to find somebody who's great at all 3 lifts. Andrei Milanichev recently did a 2501 total. It's the first 2,500 pound total done raw, and he's fucking awesome at all 3 lifts. Like he's got top lifts and basically all 3 of the lifts. He deadlifted 881, he benched 573, and he squatted like 1,047 or something like that.
I think a lot of that has to do with your levers, right? Like, because if you got really long arms, it's going to hurt your bench press.
Yeah, leverage, and then just a fuckload of patience. Being able to take your time and kind of realize, like, all right, well, this lift is lagging a little bit, but I could catch it up to be on par with some of the other lifts. So it just takes a lot of discipline and strength, maybe in some other ways. Like you were kind of talking about, doing the splits and stuff like that. I mean, can you do them without any pain? Probably not. Right. I mean, you're going to be testing some of the limits of your body, and just because you're mobile doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, and doesn't mean that you don't have days where you have to challenge yourself more so than normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
You got to always kind of push the limits, right?
Yeah.
So you said your goal kind of was to be one of the first guys to teach people how to do tricks.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah. So then what's your goal now? You kind of made that website. You said it was one of the most popular on the internet. What's the goal now?
I kind of want to work with this cultural shift where it's, people in the acrobatics community, it's about aesthetics to a certain point. So it's like you can have the aesthetics of size and muscle and symmetry and stuff, but people are always like, you can't move. You can't move worth a shit. Can you lift a lot of weight? No. Can you? All right. Then you have people on the other end of the spectrum who do only like the acrobatics and the movement culture and stuff, and they look like they don't even work out. They just,
Right.
Having both is fucking awesome. It's so great being able to walk into a store and the cashier's like, where do you work out? Wow, you look good. You know what I mean? But it's also cool being able to be the big guy, and it's just like, you do a backflip in the gym or something, lifting weights, and people are like, they treat you like God.
Yeah, like, what the fuck was that?
Fuck,
Yeah.
You just, first you're over here like, just hossing these weights, and then all of a sudden I just see you like, doing a flip for a video or something, some guy holding a cell phone. What are you doing?
Right.
It's great being able to do both. It's so much fun. So I'm trying to like, kind of push that,
Right. The chair split looks pretty goddamn dangerous. That looks like just rip your nuts right apart.
Yeah, I've hurt myself on that.
Yeah, because you're going below where you normally go. When your feet are out on you're doing them off of chairs and shit like that, right? And your body is below where your feet are, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I kind of end up actually level.
About level.
Yeah, about level. I've hurt myself on the chair splits a few times this year, but you haven't seen the stunts. So, I'll post a blooper reel at some point. But there are ones where I was trying to do I think it was 100 pounds overhead blindfolded, holding the barbell with one hand.
Right.
Okay, so I thought it'd be hilarious. So the balancing of that was what was killing me. There's a certain sticking point in the side splits where you just kind of get stuck. And if you can get through that point, it actually gets easier. So there's a point right about a third bottom. You just have to kind of push through it to get down. And I couldn't push through that when I was trying to balance the freaking weight overhead. With 2 arms, it's like, okay, I'm going straight down. You know, if it's something else, with one arm it's just like you're trying to balance too much, and then it's just too long under tension that your body's just like, fuck you.
The asshole just kind of opens up at a certain point, and you're just able to
expand the universe.
Yeah, what if you shit yourself in that position?
Yeah.
You're just done for, huh? Day's over. Going home.
New pants.
You knew this question was coming. You got any poop stories for us?
Yeah.
It's got to be some sort of poopsident that happened.
Pretty
along the
regular,
way.
actually.
Oh.
No problem with pooping, yeah.
It just happens all the time.
Yeah, I tell you.
3 a day?
If you're having, no, more than that. I'd take like 3 in the morning.
Whoa. I think that's over regular.
Yeah.
I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
He's irregular.
Well, I just
I
imagine.
could try to bind myself up. Let's just sit on the airplane and just eat beef jerky as much as I can. I'm just going to shit my guts out when I get on the other side.
Yeah.
Great.
I just
All right.
imagine if you could do the splits, your anus goes through the stretch as well, right? I mean, you can't keep a tight anus when you're full eagle, so then
Yeah.
maybe the poops would be easier because of that.
They just slide out.
You know, I never thought of that.
It has to be. I mean, I can't do the splits, and I
You never
shit
thought
once
of
a
that.
day. You do
Yeah.
the splits often. You shit 7 times a day.
Yeah, it must be something
There's
to
something
it.
to it.
He's drinking a lot of poop juice, too. He drinks a lot of coffee.
But then he eats chalk to bind it up.
Yeah. Yeah, he ate chalk today.
Yeah,
Fucking magnesium carbonate right down the old hatch.
that's got to be good for you. Magnesium's got so many functions in the body, right?
That's true. Yeah.
And then he
It's
kept
an
trying to like
electrolyte.
get it off his tongue. He's like, that chalk's not so good.
Oh, our chalk sucked.
He gets stuck in my beard.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird.
You want to eat some chocolate with me later? Come on, we'll
No,
chalk
I
up.
don't-
We'll
I don't-
chalk up.
I don't think so. I don't think that'll work out so good.
What if you need grip? You know.
I can just picture it getting just stuck everywhere.
Hey, that's a new stunt. Let me try to do the splits with a barbell in my mouth, huh?
Whoa.
I'm gonna need some chalk for that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
now I'm on to something.
Now it counts.
Yeah,
now
now you got it.
That would hurt.
What is it? Leucine? Just straight leucine. If you put that in
Tastes
your
like-
mouth, that's like chalk. That's pretty much
Yeah,
like putting
it
chalk.
I think it
It's
tastes
very
worse, probably.
silky.
I mean, I haven't eaten chalk, but I'd imagine leucine tastes worse than chalk.
Leucine tastes really gross.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. It's like doesn't dissolve at all in water.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's a little bit like a nut, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's kind of a
Like a what?
A nut, like the outside, like the shell of a walnut. No, not that nut.
like
Like
we're
a
talking
walnut.
about spooge for a second.
Yeah, you never know. Hey, now.
Hey now,
You have to eat a lot to try to maintain this body weight where you're normally
fuck yeah!
a skinny gymnast type.
I ate more than you this morning, didn't I?
I know. Yeah, well, that's not
I was
saying
kind of
much.
disappointed.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Most are.
Mark's
I can pack
appetite
it
is
away every once in a while if I feel like it.
Only
but-
when it's Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah. I can hammer a little bit of food every once in a while, but it's rare.
Yeah, but are you naturally kind of skinny?
Yeah, I'm more of an ectomorphic type predisposition. And it's just a slow buildup of tissue over the years. I really only started like focusing on building more muscle for sure, like about 5 years ago. But I mean, beyond that, you know, as a 16-year-old, started as 150 pounds, you know, almost 6 foot. And, you know, by the time I was 24, 25, I was probably into low 200s. And then now I'm almost 30. I'm in the 225, 235 kind of range.
Yeah, slow progression.
Yeah, it's if you look at it over the years, it's a slow progression. But, you know, over the time, Jim, you were asking me, you know, how much do you do any like phases where your body?
Yeah.
So back then it was more like, oh, it's been 4 or 6 months, you know, building up, and that would kind of push my metabolic set point up to a certain point where my scale weight was climbing because of that year after year.
right.
Yeah.
Any sort of dietary restrictions or anything like that? You do anything with your diet special? You're pretty ripped.
I have a superpower.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you want to hear it?
Yeah. What is it?
I have a superpower where I can withstand the taste of bland food.
Oh,
We have a friend like that.
And I
we do.
enjoy it. Give me a bowl of cream of rice, and it's like Ben and Jerry's.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
We have a friend here named Robot, has the same power.
Oh, it's
Dry chicken all day, every day.
Yeah, that's one of my gifts. So I
Yeah.
can sit there and eat diet food, and people are like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to get off this diet." What are you dieting for? And just this is the way I eat.
Yeah.
You're
Made to be
able
a
to make
bodybuilder.
you're able to think about the chicken and rice as if it was Ben and Jerry's. Is that kind of how it works?
Maybe not chicken and rice, but maybe some other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken and rice no good. You need beef or what?
No, I like
Meat?
chicken and rice.
Oh.
I eat chicken and rice. No,
Oh.
I eat beef. Yeah,
Yeah,
I eat
yeah.
beef. I eat a lot of organ meat, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I eat a lot of beef liver and hearts. They're my favorite. Heart meat's great. You ever have heart meat?
No, I don't think
You never
so.
had beef heart?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, it's actually really good. It makes good fajita meat.
Yeah.
It's actually really healthy.
Are you talking
It's
about
really
from
cheap.
humans?
Human meat is a little bit high in
Because
fat.
if you're a vampire, we're gonna have to like shut this whole production down a little early.
Yeah, we have a vampire free zone.
Vampires don't eat chalk, just so you know.
Oh, all right.
So-
he just cleared
So,
himself.
yeah.
No garlic.
Garlic's another food I eat a lot of. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I actually went through a phase.
Have either any of you guys had chalk?
Chalk?
Have any of you guys had heart?
I don't think so.
I'm
I've seen
sure-
it.
I'm
Damn
sure
it! What's
I
wrong
have,
with you
yeah.
guys?
I don't think I've ever had heart.
Yeah.
I've had tongue.
I mean, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, tongue is okay.
Yeah.
You got to be patient when you cook it though, because if you try to cook it too fast, it's like eating
I ain't
a boot.
cooking that shit. That's for somebody else to cook.
I tell you one I actually don't like is beef kidneys. I tried those for a little while and I haven't figured them out yet.
How about cock?
Beef cock?
What kind of cock? We talk about beef still.
Beef stroke.
bird,
Beef, yeah,
Like
beef stroganoff.
roosters.
Yeah, exactly.
Bull balls or something? A lot of people eat cow balls, yeah.
Cow balls.
Yeah. A lot of
Have you
people
had
eat-
cow balls?
A lot of
before?
people, what is it? Rocky Mountain
Mountain oyster. Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's common.
Rocky Mountain oysters, cow balls.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very common.
Yeah, what a great
what are you
twist.
talking about? I'm confused.
Eating bull balls.
Oh, okay.
No?
No.
No bull balls?
I haven't tried it. I try it. I don't
Yeah.
really care.
You would try it.
No, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. People do.
Yeah.
It's got to have testosterone in it, right?
Sure, right.
Yeah, just- you mean-
this is where it's made.
Yeah,
you
see,
go.
look. Fried.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Those don't look that bad.
So
Well,
that's,
they're all breaded.
Yeah,
deep
that's what I'm
fried.
saying. I'd probably eat those. Fried balls.
Fried nuts.
so those are fried balls I'm looking at on that screen.
Yeah, dipped in
Yeah.
ketchup.
They get the bulls to do a split right over the fryer.
bull, pig, or sheep testicles.
Have you seen the movie Funny Farm?
No.
I don't think I've ever seen. Maybe it's pretty old, right?
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
think.
old.
Yeah, I think maybe I have seen it, but like maybe forever ago.
He's trying to break a record in a restaurant. He's up to like 28 and he goes to 29. They're like, yeah, he's eating these things. He's like, what is it? It's sheep testicles.
Oh my god.
He throws up.
Yeah, that would be awful.
What, to know you just ate 29 sheep testicles?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're living in Alabama, huh?
I'm in Alabama right now, yeah. Born and
Wow.
raised.
Why are you in Alabama?
Oh, because I just...
Just where you're from.
It's just where I'm from. But,
Yeah.
I'm looking to find somewhere new after my wife finishes.
You want to move in with Silent Mike?
Silent Mike.
We can do bed presses
He's
together.
a pretty good looking guy.
Bed pressing.
Yeah. Bed wedding.
Bed wetting, bed pressing.
You can't wet the bed. Someone wipe down this bed before I do my presses. Like wipe the bench. Wipe
Yeah.
the bed.
What the hell?
You got to make the bed before you bed press.
Oh, it can't be a
You
dirty
know, that was
bed?
the hardest part of that was fucking getting underneath the sheets for that lift.
Yeah, without untucking
Yeah.
shit.
What is kind of the hardest stunt that you've done so far?
Let me think. There's one that was really hard for me, and it didn't look that hard.
I hate when that happens.
You know what I'm trying to do, and it's been pissing me off, is I'm trying to do a 330-pound single-leg barbell deadlift, and I've been trying that over and over again, and I can't do it.
We have a
I have tendonitis in my left leg because of that shit.
we have a one-legged lifter here.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah?
he can give you some tips.
Oh, good. I could use
Yeah.
that,
That shit's
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It's balance. It's just you're freaking throwing all on balance.
What
My
are you
back
doing with the
feels
other?
great.
What are you doing with the other foot? Just sticking it back behind you, kind of.
Yeah, I'm trying to put it back behind me and point my toes so it looks aesthetic.
Yeah.
The lifts has to look good too. You can't
So
just
it's like a one-legged, like stiff leg deadlift
like
almost,
a
right?
ballerina.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, sort of like. Well,
Right.
yeah, it's sort of like that. I don't know.
You have
That's
some
pretty.
failed
That's
attempts that you had to ditch.
Oh yeah, failed attempts. Tons of failed attempts. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many mornings I woke up. I was like, today's gonna be the day. I'm gonna make that fucking video. And it's gonna be cool. And you know,
Yeah.
I just waste my whole workout. Just like my brain is CNS is fried from just like freaking out over that lift. I'm just like, great. The rest of my day is dead. Fucking failed. I have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it's got to be. That's got to be frustrating sometimes.
It is. Yeah.
You mentioned that some of your videos get shared through, not just other Instagrammers, but get shared through some big companies and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, there's these licensing companies on the internet. They'll buy your viral clips from you, and then they'll resell them to larger broadcasting networks. So,
Right.
for example, when my chair split, my 100-pound chair split video went viral, they approached me and wanted to buy it, and then of course I sold the right to it, which means they can redistribute it to people who have TV shows, comedy shows,
Right.
and stuff. So it's
Can you still do stuff with it at that point, or is it just theirs?
Yeah,
period?
I can do
Okay.
anything. It's mine and theirs. But if anyone else wants to use it, they
Gotcha.
will tell them no. We own the rights to it.
Did you end up on Tosh.0 with one
Yes.
of those?
Yeah,
One of my favorite shows ever.
Yeah, the licensing company I sold that split to sold it to them. And then that just helps me get exposure, and it's funny because they're making fun of me on TV, and I'm laughing about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just
And
like,
Tosh
go ahead,
Point
laugh it
hilarious.
up, you know?
Yeah.
All the
How
way to the
many followers you have now?
On Instagram, about 120K.
Yeah.
And let's see, I had about 3K before that chair split video, and then when that hit, it went up to like 25K, like in just a few days.
Yeah, I've been watching
really
your
cool.
shit grow, quite a bit. Are you, are you using any other weird tricks other than like the content that you're spitting out, or just kind of organic, I guess you'd say?
It's completely organic. I have a pretty stupidly simple strategy, but what I do is I'll try to post something, and if it gets a lot of likes, and more importantly, if it gets a lot of comments, because if something gets a lot of comments, people want to talk about it with other people. That's more important to me than likes. If it gets a lot of that, I post more of that stuff and less of the other stuff that no one cares about.
Yeah, it's all testing, right?
Yeah, so it's
you're
kind
like,
of catering
okay,
to
throw
my
this
audience.
out. Yeah.
And the fun thing has been, it's for the most part, most of the things that I do that I like to do, I know that are going to be like a hit with people are. So yeah, it hasn't been like, oh, I'm just doing what they want to do. It's like I kind of know, you know what I mean?
Right.
It works great.
How often in a week do you do try something crazy or try something new for video or whatever?
Almost every day, man.
Yeah,
every
try
day.
something.
I gotta, man. Since this has started, creativity is a lot of work. And it's just like some people know it's a lot of work. I gotta sit there, and sometimes I have to sit there and just brute think like some idea. It's like I gotta do something stupid. I gotta do something different. I gotta do something. And I'll just sit there and it's like a workout for my brain. I have to sit there and like use energy to think about this stuff.
Yeah.
I'll start sending you requests.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this will kill him. I'll
Yeah,
send
it
him
is.
this. Yeah.
And a lot of it has been ideas from other people too.
Yeah.
In fact, the idea I got from the weighted chair splits was some guy said you should watch this guy who does chair like splits between benches holding a dumbbell or something. I was like, I saw it. I was like, how come I never thought of that?
Right.
So people give me ideas, and
I think Jean-Claude Van Damme used to do that, right?
with
He
weight,
does
I'm not
something like
sure.
that?
No,
Yeah.
he's done it in between two semi trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
commercial.
yeah.
Now that's ace.
Yeah.
that's a king right there, man.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah,
You guys
fuck
got
that.
semi trucks?
Oh, we're in an industrial area. We could
Yeah,
probably
there's
find
a bunch
some.
around here. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like it would hurt.
Yeah, fuck that.
You have to get within like a millimeter tolerance on everything
Right.
to make sure everything.
I think there might have been some CGI in that one.
Maybe a little.
Especially
Especially the one where he's on airplanes.
Yeah, that one seems like it's probably not
No, it's totally real.
not totally
real.
legit.
What about other forms of social media? You have anything else going on with like Twitter or Facebook? Or
I hate Twitter actually.
Yeah.
I've got like I don't like Twitter.
Yeah.
The thing is like Twitter for me is like you talk the talk.
Right.
Instagram is like you walk the walk.
Right.
That's just the way it feels.
Yeah, you get to use an actual video to show what you're capable of.
Right, but I understand like Twitter is really good for like investors and,
Right.
and business and entrepreneurs and whatever because
Right.
that stuff is more like talk than just like
Right.
So it makes sense, but for me it doesn't. But
Right.
I use a Facebook athlete page and a YouTube channel, and I'm trying to put more effort into those. But I just really like Instagram right now. It's been so
Yeah.
much fun this year, but I have some ideas for making those better.
I think even just taking longer clips, you have the 15-second clip, you have the kind of result of your crazy setup that you did, and just showing people the fucking setup alone is actually kind of funny and kind of humorous. Yeah, I mean, do you just set it up all yourself, or do you have sometimes somebody you find some sucker friend of yours that helps you with it sometimes, or?
It depends on. I mean, for the most part, I would say I set up 95% of the stuff myself. Yeah, you have no idea how inconvenient it is to like throw all the weights and barbell in the back of your car. And
I mean, even a couple shots of you like messing up might be kind of cool. It took me 7 takes to fucking nail this one down.
Yeah, how many takes does something crazy do? Like even that you're doing a split back here for the video people with like a one-handed overhead squat deal.
It's interesting. That one took me about 10 takes, but then the next day I came out to do Turkish get-ups with a higher weight to go into that position, and it was actually I got on the first try every time. So I don't know, maybe that was a training experience.
Yeah,
I got training results from from that take. Yeah.
Have you ever had any interest in doing anything in movies, like any stunt work or anything like that?
In terms of like jumping off a building and like doing a flip and landing onto a car on my back, no, I don't want to do that crap. But if I want to do, if you need like a large muscular dude for a stunt double or something with long hair, Thor movie maybe.
Right.
Bring it on. Yeah, contact me. I'd love to.
Yeah. What have you gotten to do that you wouldn't have gotten to do otherwise because of
What you're doing.
what you're doing?
Hey, I'm talking to you guys on it.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, things like that. I get to collaborate with all sorts of the best in the industry, and in terms of like the tricking community, they treat me like royalty. It's great to just go these places, and people are just like, "Wow, it's so nice to finally meet you." I've been watching your videos for years. It feels really good. I'm really grateful for it.
What is the tricking community, and where the hell are they?
It's so small.
Yeah,
it's so
well, I was
small.
gonna say, like, even our industry's pretty small, but you go to the Arnold or you go to the Olympia. I don't know if you've been to any of those, and you see, 100,000, 300,000 people with like-minded, they're into bodybuilding or strength training of some nature. But where the hell is this tricking community going on?
See, that's the thing. Let me tell you, for example, you guys didn't even really know I existed until like a year ago, right? Well, that's because the tricking community is so small. And so many of these tricksters there's some really amazing athletes.
We
in
had
that
no
community.
idea what you did because we're like, oh, do you do martial arts?
Yeah, we didn't know
or
if
do you
those-
do gymnastics?
Yeah.
I guess it's a blend of the two in a way.
The community is
Kind
so
of an art
small.
form.
It's so small. And when I just started branching out and doing things that interested CrossFitters and more mainstream athletes, people with muscle and stuff, it just picked up. You know what I mean? But I had to get out of that little community.
Yeah.
I still enjoy working with those guys and being part of it, but it's so small that you guys don't know exist.
Yeah.
No one does.
If you had to guess, put a number on it in the U.S., how many tricksters are out there? Like maybe from your forums count or something?
Well, you could look at the Facebook tricking group on on Facebook. The Facebook tricking group on Facebook. The tricking group on Facebook. See how many people are in that. I don't know. You can bring
let's
that
Google
up.
it.
Yeah, just go to Facebook real
What
quick.
about some of the CrossFit type movements? Kipping pull-ups, handstand walks, handstand push-ups.
Even a normal snatch.
What about some of those movements? Are you proficient in some of those movements? Like a handstand walk. Could you bust out a handstand walk and do pretty well with it, or?
I don't train my hand balancing too much, but I can handstand. I can walk around.
Yeah.
Just give me my wrist to warm up a little bit.
Right.
A lot of the CrossFit movements, I have this kind of hang up with a lot of it because I'd rather do muscle ups that look good on the rings,
Right.
and only do like 3 to 6 of them than 15 kipping ones.
Yeah, then to flail your body, yeah.
Right. I can understand they're trying to get a metabolic
They're
response.
trying to get through a workout, yeah.
but I just don't like the way it looks. And
Right.
so everything I do is kind of governed by that rule.
Is that the
Is it
tr-
cool
So
looking?
that's
Is that-
almost a little bit of a pure gymnastics background in a way. Not even that you did gymnastics, but like gymnastics, you're really graded on how the fucking thing looks.
Yeah.
Is that the tricking way? It's supposed to look good, number one.
To a certain extent, it can be about the number of how many times did you do the swing through? 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6. Yeah. But I mean, subconsciously, people will definitely grade you on how good it looks.
Yeah.
You know?
81,000.
So like diving or something like that. There's
Fans
kind of
in
a
there.
difficulty involved, but then there's also just how good it looks and how clean it was done.
Right, exactly. So I do some actually all my moves are like basic to intermediate level, like really basic stuff, but people still like to watch me because it looks good.
Yeah.
Everything's got, the knees are locked out, there's full extension, there's a lot of muscle moving around, every like rotation is completed right. They just look clean. There's a lot of range of motion going on, and for a lot of the tricksters who focus more on just how many spins can I do and how can I do this next craziest thing, it's just like after a while it's like, you could technically, yes, you could do it, but it's going to look ugly.
What's the hardest trick you can do or have done?
Me?
Yeah.
Let's see.
And maybe explain how many twists or backs or what the hell
I would
it is.
say the most difficult power move I've ever learned was a double butterfly twist.
Which is?
It's just it's a butterfly twist done twice.
And what the hell's a butterfly twist?
Double butter peanut butter cup.
Double
twist.
peanut butter. Yeah, see, it was hard for me.
Yeah.
Now that technically today is
Just
more like an
YouTube it.
intermediate level move because people have pushed the envelope
Yeah.
far, but it's still hard,
Double butterfly.
Is there a specific way to kind of train for some of this stuff? I mean, everything has a right way to do it, but sometimes what you do when I'm watching it looks chaotic. Some of the tricks you do look a little chaotic. Is there a specific way to train for some of this? Do you try to do X amount of reps per like set, or how the hell is it done? What are you trying to do?
Okay, that's what that is.
You're watching the video of it.
You know who that guy is?
You spin twice. No, not off the top of my head. No, I don't know.
Is this who comes up on
Butterfly twist when you YouTube.
Yeah.
it.
So you're doing
Specifically,
like sets, reps type deal, or
the practice is
I've
a
seen
little.
you do that before.
Yeah, the practice is a little bit different. You don't really keep track of. Nobody who tricks really keeps track of sets and reps.
Right.
They just really kind of go in and they just do it as many times
Right.
until the body doesn't really work anymore. I mean, it's
Right. So once there's like a breakdown, you're like, well, it'd
Right.
probably be smartest thing to move on so don't get hurt. You know,
right. Yeah. It's a technical breakdown you're looking for. Some
Right.
days it works, some days it doesn't. So you just
Actually
try to
works
get as
really well with strength training.
Yeah.
When there's a technical breakdown, you don't want to train without any technical breakdown ever when it comes to lifting weights. But when you avoid technical breakdown, you're avoiding being too sore from a previous workout, having what I kind of call a hangover from the previous workout. You're avoiding central nervous system fatigue and all those other factors, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All that stuff is very that's what governs the tricking practice.
Right.
So that's why when I've done a lot of the powerlifting stuff, there's a lot of similarity between the two because this is all technical. It's all CNS. It's, there's a lot of, it's just a lot of mental and just a lot of just don't do shitty reps. You're going to hurt yourself or it's not going to improve your practice. You want to do.
How did you get to like a 635-pound deadlift? Something you trained for? Just naturally strong combination?
Well, deadlift's my favorite lift.
Okay.
So I've always done a lot of it, and it's just, right now I probably couldn't do it because that was a phase earlier in this year where I was focused more on, right now I could probably pull somewhere in the mid-500s, near 600s, probably where it's at because I've been focusing on all this shit. All these other weird feats of stunt. My deadlifting training hasn't been as much. But,
why do you like to deadlift? What is it? What does it kind of
good?
And it just also just
feels good.
Yeah, no, it does.
Feels good.
But does deadlift? Do you feel like it helps you in some of the other things you do?
Oh my God,
helps
yes.
You maintain your size, kind of all, right?
Yeah, I mean, for example, a lot of people are always asking me like, how do you not hurt your back doing this stuff with your size? And it's just like, go to the chiropractor and he's like, this is the healthiest back I've ever seen in here. Why? Because all that muscle that lift has built up over the years is armor for my spine.
Yeah. Right.
So
Makes sense.
Made it bulletproof in a sense.
Yeah, it's great. So I don't even have to really almost ever worry about my back.
You follow a program for your deadlifts and strength stuff, or you just kind of do it? Oh, I'm going to do sets of 5 this week or sets of 3 next week. Or?
Lately I've just kind of been doing whatever I want to do with it, but I do
Slacker.
have slacker. I have a way I train it I like more than others, and it's to pick about 70% of my max and do double overhand grip sets of.
No, that's hard.
No, very
only
hard.
double overhand grip sets of 3 to 6 reps, and when the lift starts to slow down, you stop. Mm-hmm. And I'll do that for with 3 to 4 minute rest breaks, and I'll do about 7 to 9 sets. After like a 20-minute warm up, it's like an hour of deadlifting.
Yeah,
I find that just sticking in that range for me is like 350 to 400 pounds. Just working with that weight, I won't even test my PR for a couple months, and I'll go back to it, and I'm shattering my PRs just because you. What is it? I think it was Louis Simmons who said you train with the right weight, right?
Yeah.
So
you're looking
testing
for,
strength is different from building it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so this protocol is what I find has really helped me build the strength through it. So I'm not always having to test it,
Yeah, where'd
you're
you learn
for
some
an
of that?
optimal weight?
Where'd you learn some of that? You have a mentor, or you just
trial
quoted
and error, man.
Louis Simmons? You just
trial
read
and error.
shit. Yeah,
just trial and error, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have long hair like that and not lift like a savage. I mean, it's just impossible, right?
Yeah.
Comes with the territory. The double overhand thing though is interesting. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what your principle behind it is, but to me, it just seems like it doesn't allow you to lift, lift so much weight that you're gonna really fuck yourself up. You're gonna be able to work with a weight that you kind of mentioned was like optimal, rather than working with a weight that is maximal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It
definitely it kind of puts a cap on what you can do. It does train the grip. I think. I never actually had a problem with worrying about my bicep with a mixed grip myself. So that's actually not a reason I use it.
Right.
But some may.
Yeah, but some may like that. Yeah, it does take a little bit of stress off the bicep.
For you, it's just a good way to get good, challenging work in with using less. You're getting more out of using less weight.
Yeah.
In a way.
Mm-hmm.
So the question I have to ask, have you watched Into the Badlands, the TV series?
Am I going to get points deducted if I haven't seen it?
I've never even heard
Probably.
of it. So no.
Then I've seen it. I've seen it all.
Based on what you do, yeah.
Yeah, what about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? You've seen shit like that?
I've seen that one, yeah. Never seen Into the Badlands.
So what is this? Is this a contest?
That's Steve Terada and Kim Do-Gwyn tricking in a martial arts competition.
Is it an expo or did they get graded
15
on it?
years ago. Yeah, this is free. This is free competition. So back in the day,
it's almost like a dance-off. One guy goes, the other guy goes.
Yeah, it's a battle. It's called a battle. So it's like one guy is doing a trick, the other guy tries to show him up with something. Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
And that's a
I could do it.
360 hook, flare.
Whoa, a little
flash
break
kick.
dancing in there.
Yeah, I can. My CPU is slow. That's a split double leg.
So,
hook, front kick.
what's the guy up in San Francisco, Mike? That does all the little trick
Oh,
deals.
Carl Paoli?
Yeah, Carl Paoli.
Have you heard of Carl Paoli? Carl
He's
was a
He's
gymnast.
with Kelly Starrett.
Yeah.
I would say he does a little bit of this. In a
So
way,
I think he's a
but
gymnast.
he's more street,
and he's
right?
really into b-boying. You know, so he kind of throws those together, and he also does CrossFit. So he kind of throws all three of those together and does some cool shit.
No, I never heard of him.
Yeah, you should check him out. You should
Okay.
check him out.
He's got a book and stuff. He's pretty successful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Carl's done really well.
And he actually teaches gymnastics to CrossFit, right?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I feel bad because people ask me, "Have you heard of this? Have you heard of that? Have you heard of that?" And you know, like so many times, I'm like, "No, no, no," and it's just like, what? To a certain extent, I feel like it's a little disrespectful of me not to like know these people exist.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I'm so busy, like in my own world.
Well, there's a lot of people to know right now.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of
The internet's opened the door
there's
for many.
there's a lot of
This is
people
true.
that are, hey, you following so and so, and it's like, well, not really. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, and they're like, oh, well, they have 700,000 followers. You're like, what?
Whoa,
Really?
yeah.
I always try to check people out when I hear someone throw around a name. More so just try to learn, like what's this guy's deal? How did he get to be so popular?
Mm-hmm.
What's this guy's criteria? Like why is he blown up? How is he blown up so well? And it's really helped me a lot. With just being able to kind of blow up social media too.
Yeah.
Just trying to check out who are some of the people that you follow.
I don't follow too many people on Instagram because if I follow like too many, the feed will just be like, oh my god, what I've got to catch up. Let's see. One person I've found who's kind of new to me, or at least, there's this guy called Austin Ray, and he does a lot of creative, like kind of weird stuff outside. It's kind of like this fitnessy type stuff.
Right.
It's kind of cool, like following his stuff. I follow a lot of my friends,
Right.
just a lot of my personal friends, just because I want to see what they're up to.
See what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, and then
What
there's some
about,
CrossFitters and stuff I might follow just
Yeah.
because I see they do creative stuff.
Yeah, they do cool shit.
Yeah, and just people who have like kind of a weird sense of humor. I'll follow them. It's like Huck Finn,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, Tom Finn. Yeah,
Yeah, you guys got to follow him. He's
Nuts.
drinking beer after like pulling 700-pound deadlifts and sniffing Miller Lite before he's benching and doing the worm. And,
he had like a he did like a beer bong, and he benched like he's benching 405.
it's great. I
That's
love
some
it.
dangerous shit right there.
Yeah.
This is Austin Ray.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. He's big on
No
Instagram,
way.
but he doesn't do much on
Clapping
YouTube.
handstand push-up. Wow.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's amazing.
He's always doing a lot of weird new stuff too.
He's just throwing some extracurricular karate.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to shoo away a fucking bee.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some pretty cool shit. What do you do in Alabama?
Why am I there? Is because I've
Just like what do you do down there? You have a job? You have a regular
Yeah.
job, or are you just an Instagrammer?
No, I have a real job. I work I'm a technical manager for biotech companies, which basically means I'm a glorified email responder, and some shipping some stuff out from our facility. But, the company's gotten kind of smaller and, we can't really train anyone to do what I do. So I'm just, everyone who's there is there. And
Yeah.
it's gotten to be a very easy job, very laid back. It's just, as long as you get the work done, it's done. And there's not too much to do all the time. So,
Not a lot of hours?
Technically, I take too long on my lunch break. I don't care. I've been doing it for years. I go out and I'll leave around 10 in the morning and get back around 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I'll get there at 7 in the morning. I'll leave, around 3 or something.
As long as you're getting your shit done, no one
as long as I
cares.
get my shit done, yeah. So it's actually helped my training a lot. So
And you're married, right? And so what does your wife do?
she is training to be a physician assistant at UAB
cool.
in Birmingham. So that's where we're at right now.
Right.
And she's super smart girl.
Yeah.
She's really intelligent. I have a lot of respect for her.
Does she do a
brain.
backflip?
No, but she can.
What does she bench?
She can deadlift about 265.
All right. Gave her some cred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
She's a strong girl.
Yeah, so she's into lifting and stuff a little bit?
Yeah.
That's
she
cool.
likes
That's
it,
very
yeah.
cool.
I got to get her out of the cardio machine sometime.
When you guys have like some friends over the house, you guys hang out with people, do you bust out some backflips every once in a while? Is she just like Jesus? Is she just like Jesus Christ?
No.
Or are you
Please
do
don't
that
say
stuff
our-
so often that when you're hanging out, you're just hanging out?
Smelly, please don't
Just
say our
hanging-
guest's name in
hanging
vain.
out. My favorite things to do is, it's kind of an asshole thing to do, but no, it's not. It's really not. Someone will be like, "Hey, yeah, can you do a backflip?" No.
Right.
Like they know I can. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do one.
Right.
It's like I'm not a puppet, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not your
know.
puppet, you know.
It does make it awkward. Yeah. Someone's
Yeah.
like, hey, can you? Yeah, kind of weird.
It's like, yeah, I can do that, but I'm not going to.
Well, it's like the arm wrestling stuff we were talking about off air. Like we have this table, but nobody here wants to arm wrestle because they'll get hurt. And
Well, everyone thinks if you're like lift weights or for some
You
reason
should
if
be
you have like a bicep that you're an arm wrestler. But like, that's
Yeah.
a sport. No, we don't do that sport.
It should be warmed up, 24/7. You should always be able to do
Where
everything
do you
can do.
where do you practice a lot of this stuff? Do you go to all different kinds of places? You go to parks? You go to gyms? Do you go to gymnastics places?
It's so hard, man. Yeah, you got to be. That's one of the hardest parts, actually, is I usually just scope around and find abandoned places,
Yeah.
abandoned fields. I got this one field, and these pictures.
Yeah,
there's
right.
a building out where I have no
Yeah.
one know. They cut the grass for some reason. I have no idea why they even cut the grass back there.
it's
Because
probably a
the
CIA
building
facility.
what?
It's probably a CIA facility
No one's in the building. It's just abandoned.
that you can see.
Yeah, great. They can watch me spin around in the parking lot with a barbell in my
It's
back.
all underneath. It's all there's an elevator that you can't
This
see.
guy's
and it just
got
goes-
shit down. He's doing stuff with hot chicks.
Yeah,
It's,
that's how you get
yeah.
views.
Yeah.
Hot chicks.
That's his girlfriend.
Apparently not with this video because it's got about 3,000, but still.
Yeah, do you ever try a gymnastics facility or anything with some of
Yeah.
these pads and shit that might be
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
yeah,
safer? Yeah.
Yeah, those are hard to find sometimes though, because I mean, when you don't train gymnastics and you're not a coach and you
Yeah.
go in there and it's just like, hey, can I do open gym? Is the word that's used. Can I just come in and train whenever I want? They look at me as like, are you a pedophile?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are you gonna do? This is a
Yeah,
all these
right,
little
right.
kids.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, little kids. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like they don't make this stuff for adults, and maybe that's one of my other goals.
Yeah.
Mark, you asked me where I want to go with this. Is
Yeah.
I'd like to, make it a little bit more acceptable for people.
You want to
who are-
open up a gym for pedophiles? Hey, that's a fantastic cause, and I hope you.
A GoFundMe will be started right after this.
God, you got me on that one.
You'd like to maybe open up your own facility that kind of has all the bells and whistles that would allow you to get better at what you do, sort of deal.
Yeah,
Sounds very selfish and sounds familiar in some ways.
Or in every way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool though. It's good to have your own facility. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
If you want to eat some chalk in the corner
You could do it.
before you do a fucking double butterfly, whatever the hell it was.
White chalk or colored chalk?
They have
racist.
colored chalk in those gymnastics
How come I
places.
never see? No, not often. Not
Yeah.
often.
And
Usually
where?
it's just one-
In a gym?
In some of the gymnastics places.
outside the playground at an
I do know
elementary
somebody
school.
made like like grip chalk colored.
Yeah, just
They did?
for some
Yeah.
reason.
Some company.
For some
I
reason,
want
has
blue hands.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want blue hands.
Like that.
No, I want green hands.
well, pool hall chalk. Sorry, has some colors to it usually.
Maybe. Yeah.
But there's some sort of like people are so superstitious about everything. It's hard. It's a hard sell. It just seems more slippery than the chalk that we use.
Some chalks are more.
Oh,
slippery.
it definitely is. It's made of something else, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the stuff they use for pool is, but somebody even made a colored chalk that's supposed to be for like gymnastics
but
and
the
lifting.
color might fuck
but,
it up.
Oh.
But nobody wants to use it because everyone's like, that's more slippery. And it just gets in your head, and then you drop 700-pound deadlifts and cry.
Ew. Because of chalk?
Yeah, and then you ended up eating Ben and Jerry's
At night?
because you're depressed.
Oh.
Yeah.
You only had one shot. Yeah. Yeah, you know that feeling. You
Yeah.
only got one shot at this lift today because that's the peak energy. You only got one
Yeah.
shot to get this stunt done, and you fucking fail it. You're just
Do you
depressed the rest of the
do
day.
you end up getting a lot of haters, like when you have all these comments on some of these things, or people just like, oh, he's just looking for attention, or people saying weird, crazy shit to you?
Yeah, I am looking for attention.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
not gonna lie.
your
Come
problem?
on, watch me. Watch me do stupid shit.
Guilty as charged.
Thank you
Bring
for
it
the
on.
thank you for the comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of it pretty positive though, or you get some negativity on there.
When you have when you're as happy as I'm a happy guy. I'm cheerful. When you have that cheer about you, people tend to treat you better. I guess
yeah. Hell yeah.
there's not as much hate. If you look at the people who take themselves really seriously, they're going to get more haters.
Right.
It's just-
Mark
I
Brown.
have a sense of humor about myself.
So
I'm a
serious.
weirdo.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, so there's some haters, but you don't even fucking care.
You just ignore them. It's
There's
like,
more
whatever.
positive than there is negative, so
Oh,
who
yeah,
cares?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
negative attention is still attention, and to a certain point, you got to say, hey, these people are still watching me, so
Right.
it's all right. I don't
Yeah.
mind. It's okay. If
Yeah.
maybe they're having a fucking bad day. All right, they just wanted to be a dick. Okay, I understand. Sometimes
wanna
I'm
be-
a dick too.
Yeah. They just want to be grumpy for one reason or another.
Yeah. But haters are okay, I guess. Just go hate.
Yeah. You have anything coming up that you're looking to do? You're looking to try to start to. You mentioned to me at breakfast that you have a couple like sponsors and stuff, but you have anything on the horizon, sort of for yourself? You're looking to try to monetize some of the popularity that you have. You're looking into selling anything? Or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of two projects that I'm really like. The problem is these projects are so intensive, and then at the same time, I still have to continue like with a weird Instagram post,
Right.
and it gets in the way. But I'm writing an ebook on flexibility training, and I'm really excited about it. I've been working on it for a long time, and I've had to take breaks from it because I'm so busy with other things. But it's going to be really, really good. I'm really excited about the ideas in it. It's going to be really cool, and it's going to change the way a lot of people think about training for flexibility. And I have some other ebooks in mind.
You don't even really hear people talk about training for flexibility necessarily. At least, I don't. I hear people talk about stretching, and it's always like a real afterthought. Or sometimes people implement a little bit of some mobility drills before they start a training session, and those mobility drills help you for the half an hour or 1 hour session that you do. Then your body goes back to being all bound up and wound up again. So you sound like you have some different different ideas and different principles to kind of take somebody from A to B.
Well, for example, it's like what you just said. You said you do these mobility drills that keep you safe for about the half an hour while you're working out, and then you're back to ground zero. But why? I mean, if you're training in a way that's going to be needed in the flexibility, then that should be your primary mode of developing the flexibility you need. You don't need to be going, Mark, unless you want to like challenge me in the fucking front splits or side splits, you don't need to be training for that. But if you need the flexibility for squatting or some sort of movement, then you should be doing that movement in a way that stimulates the flexibility development. And a lot of people can't get past that because they have leg day. They go in, they warm up with a few shitty sets because they're tired and they ate pancakes last night or something, and then they start and they put on a weight that's too high and it crushes them, and they can't even focus on the range of motion. They're just focusing on not getting crushed. And then after the fact, they're like, man, my squats are quarter squats. These people are making fun of me online. I need to increase my flexibility. Well, the problem is, because you're not training the movement in a way that develops the flexibility for it. So if you're not
taking the time to practice the movement properly, or even do the movement the right way before you progress to adding more weight. Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's one thing. And the other thing is, like, for example, when I'm writing this book, there's a lot of people who are interested in training for the splits or whatever, and I have a lot of novel ideas for.
There must be a lot of progressions involved in that. You don't just start doing a split, right?
Well, actually, you do. You're wrong.
No.
You're actually wrong. You're actually wrong. Actually, you start brute forcing the movement, and too many people are too interested.
So how do you do something like that? You just start out by trying to basically go through as much pain as you can handle for as long as you can handle?
No, not necessarily pain. I mean, you want to avoid pain, but there's a certain level of discomfort you got to get used to when you're training it. But there's also technique involved. So people think like split is just a stretch. No, it's not. It's a form. It's a position. It's a technique. The toes and the ankles and the knees and the hips and everything has to be positioned a certain way.
Even your stomach, I'd imagine. Your abs probably come into play. Your shoulders, where they all sit. Everything.
But on top of that, you got to think like, okay, if you want to increase your deadlift, are you just going to do like 100 deadlifts and leave and just like you fuck up in the middle of it? Okay, you use rest sets. You rest because your nervous system is recalibrating itself in between. So you do sets. You do sets of splits, and a lot of people just think I'm just going to sit in the split position and just like hang out here and watch a VHS tape. Well,
VHS.
I was a little kid when I was.
That's the South.
It just popped into my head. Yeah. No, you sets and reps, and it's just like training anything else. You got sets, you got sets, you got reps, you got a technique, you got a progression involved, you got auxiliary exercises you have to choose that hit your weak points. It's just there's a lot to it, and a lot of people are just like, I can't start with a split because. But you can, and you should just start and then figure out from there.
But maybe that split is like your own version of a split because you like physically can't get to an actual full split position. Would
it's
that be
just a partial split,
right? Okay,
a partial split is like.
I'll make sure I'm understanding you correctly. That you're not just asking someone to start out day one.
No. Think about a progression like this. If your partial split is really weak, it might be a 135-pound bench press, whereas a full split might be a 405-pound bench press. Whereas another guy will jump.
You're still bench pressing.
You're still bench pressing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're still doing the splits.
I mean, I wouldn't consider that bench pressing, but I understand your.
I have not done bench pressing in the splits because I don't know how that would even work.
Yeah, well, it would probably hurt.
Now I can do pressing in the splits, but that's anatomically like functional or capable or possible.
Can you get into Can you end up in an overhead squat from a split? That's the real question. That would sound like it would hurt. Maybe
That would
we
mean
could-
I have to get back up out of the split to get into
Or
the-
like, would you do an Indian?
You can't really
split?
get up
I don't know
from
if
a
that's
split.
PC. Is that what you did though?
an Indian style squat.
So what if-
Indian style.
So what if you did an
Sat Indian
overhead Indian style squat?
I was thinking about that the other day. I
There
haven't
you
tried
go.
It. Yeah, that's
You can
something
pay me $10 for that idea.
You're still in the
$10.
debt. No, wait, the other guy's in debt.
$10, man. Oh, yeah. You
Yeah,
charge
Moneymaker.
Moneymaker
Yeah, I'm
Mike
not
for
doing
the
any splits around
overhead split position workout
His
that you
fix.
put him through. Well, that's pretty cool. It makes sense. Yeah, you have a natural progression as you go through it. With the type of mobility that you have, I think that somebody would associate with the way that my body is really tight, the way that I walk around, and some of the inabilities that I have through lack of mobility. Somebody would think like that you're in more pain because you're so mobile and agile and able to do all these different things. Are you not in any pain at all?
No, I'm pretty healthy.
Yeah.
I take pretty good care of myself. Yeah. Let me ask you a question real quick. Let's say you say you feel tight and
Yeah.
your butthole's tight and
Well, everything but that.
That's
maybe
It's blown apart.
that's not the case. But
you're moving throughout your daily life in a way that's using. Well, Kelly Start's really big on this. Bad movement patterns. There's certain stable positions that the body is meant to move in.
Right.
And so we forget about that outside the gym, and it's a really big thing. You have to live a lifestyle that's, allowing for full range of motion. So why not take the opportunity to get down and pick something up in a full squat? Why not reach overhead? If you're always moving around in ways that stimulate flexibility, that's actually a good way to maintain flexibility if you've ever developed it. And it's actually a good base for people who need to, it's just the whole thing. It's a complex.
Right. But I mean, my point to you, what I'm trying to ask you is do you have pain? Like, because you're so mobile, I think that people think that someone that moves so freely probably
Never.
has less pain. Do you not have? I mean, do your knees hurt? Do your elbows
You
hurt?
wake up stiff.
Does shit still hurt when you go and train?
If they hurt, it's because I've done something dumb.
Okay.
And I know what it happens.
You like almost tweaked something or something.
It
like
happens.
That.
It's just like that fucked my ankle up. It
Right.
sucks. Now I'm
Right.
going to sit here and figure out what else I can do.
I got you. But for
it-
the most part, your ligaments, your tendons, and your muscles are all recovering fast enough, and they're mobile and limber enough to where you don't have just random pain.
Right. No, I don't have
Gotcha.
random pain. No.
Gotcha. So you don't have to spend, hours doing like rolling out on foam roller. or something
Actually,
like
it's
that.
interesting. I was thinking about this just a few days ago. I've probably only spent about 6 hours this entire year cumulatively doing any sort of work like that.
Right.
In terms of like sticking a ball or a pole or jabbing myself or voodoo flossing,
Right.
And most of that's been in my ankles because, that's been my weak point for the most part. When I jump around, my ankles are...
Just take the impact.
They're tricky, yeah. So actually, that's why I'm doing a lot of jump roping. If you look at some videos of me on Instagram, you see a lot more jump. Why is this guy jump roping? It's because that's been probably the most helpful thing I've
what
found
would really
so
be
far to help
useful
my
is
ankles.
to jump rope in high heels. Try that for
Oh
me.
my God! There's enough
Goodbye,
high,
ankles.
enough high heels in my closet to try out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty, isn't there?
We're gonna have a slingshot version of the high heels.
Yeah, maybe.
Soon.
Maybe we got a
Soon.
slingshot outfit you could try on.
A whole bodysuit slingshot.
Yeah, well, it's just a string basically. Yeah. Yeah.
More like a thong for your whole body.
G-string.
That is
Tube
like
top.
a thing, right?
Yeah, well, that was weird. I don't know what that was. Wasn't one of like Stan's friends or something sent it to us?
I don't know.
That was weird.
I'd rather not talk about it.
I'd rather not think about it.
There's a whole lawsuit going on with that.
The sling slong.
Anyway, we have you here at Super Training, and what the fuck do you want to do while you're here? Anything in particular? Want to try to work on anything? You want to try to work on a squat, work on a bench, work on a deadlift? You want to do a bunch of backflips? You want to beat up Silent Mike?
Want to eat some more chalk?
All of the above sounds pretty good. Yeah. Maybe not in that order.
Yeah.
Beat up Silent Mike first.
Oh.
Just start out by
Yeah.
giving him a ninja kick.
I do want you to help me with my bench press, though, because I've
All
never
right.
had any good real coaching on the bench, and my bench kind of sucks. And I feel like, I don't know, my chest feels pretty good.
Yeah.
So I might want to see if I can, break a PR.
Yeah, we can work on that for sure.
All right.
Absolutely. All right. Well, where can people find you? You have different spots for people to find you, Instagram and whatever
website or
else.
something?
Well, Instagram is at Jujimufu, Jujimufu. Facebook is /Acrobolics. YouTube is /acrobolics. Acrobolics is my coinage. It's one of my things. Acrobatic, anabolic, acrobolics. It's a pretty cool word, you know.
I like it.
Yeah.
I know. I noticed that. Yeah, through your email. What's Jujimufu?
Okay, well, that's a dumb name I invented when I was a kid. It just stuck with me, you know. It's just like you start using something and you just never end up changing it. It's just like, well, I guess I'm fucking Jujimufu then, you know.
Yeah, it's perfect.
You know, I actually like it because it's so dumb. It helps me not take myself seriously. So it's kind of been like a safeguard for me.
Before we drop off, you said you have an ebook, and any idea when that'll come out?
I've been working on it for a long time, and I just keep pushing it back because I keep getting busy working with awesome people like you.
It's available. It's available soon.
It's available soon. Yeah, definitely keep an eye on my Instagram. It's going to be announced there, and my Facebook and YouTube. When it's ready, I'm going to have a lot of YouTube videos of me showing a lot of stretching, flexibility, special flexibility routines. Cool. All that stuff's going to come out at the same time. There's a lot of cool stuff coming. So a couple months maybe.
Any other projects you're working on? T-shirts or something?
Pants.
Like that,
there's been a need for pants that are
really tight pants.
Yeah, really so tight that it just
strangles the manhood.
I'm making some pants that are for acrobatics and flexibility training.
Cool. Kind of like a compression type of deal, or what?
You know, and Lululemons?
No, not like Lululemon. They're like a cross between sweatpants and kind of like I would say like, what is it? Tights or so? So they're not like tights, but they're like they're pretty cool, and they got a patent on them and everything, so they're different. They even have an ammonia inhalant pocket on the front.
Oh,
you put your ammonia inhalant.
We've been dying for that. Thank you.
That's something that's needed everywhere. Everyone needs to wake up in the morning with an ammonia inhalant and a cup of coffee. One in each.
Is that why you have a fanny pack?
Yeah, it's full of ammonia inhalants and creamer.
And random photos of Silent Mike.
Yeah.
We've never seen before. I've never seen those pictures before. It's weird.
Yeah. Personal DMs.
Yeah. This is why I got to beat you up before we do anything else.
Sounds good.
You weren't supposed to know those were in there.
Yeah, you know too much info now. All right, multiply your hustle, multiply your muscle. I'm at Mark Smiley Bell on Instagram and the Twitters, and may all your shits be tapered.
At Silent Mike with 2Ks, Instagram and Twitter.
I'm Jim McD, STTV on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow the show on Instagram at Mark Bell's PowerCast, Facebook.com/SuperTradingGym, Twitter and Periscope at STGymSack. And thanks to our sponsors, 8Man Strong,
Compacts
USA,
and Rogue Fatness.
Rogue Fitness at thepowercast.com/rogue, as well as
HowMuchYouBench.net, Slingshot, and Power Magazine. Make sure you support the people that support us, because you need to support us.
We need to support
us.
Yeah, and then one more thing for Mufu. This is like a bonus question. This is after the podcast is like somewhat over, but what's going on with this hair, and how do you maintain this hair? What is some sort of weird product in there, or
actually don't wash it
ever?
No, actually, pretty much almost never. I probably washed it about 20 times this year. It's gross. You want to touch it?
No,
you probably don't. No, don't.
That'll be
that'll be weird.
Just natural lemon and lime juice once a month.
It's just the sweat
and mud.
The sweat and the grass and the chalk.
Ah, okay.
Very good.
Well, it's a good look.
Yeah.
And Caveman Coffee Co.
Later, bitch.
And we're out.
Mark Bell's PowerCast is a production of SuperTraining.com.